A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to the Vlog-A-Thon 5.0. And now, I'm going to talk a few things regarding my new friends. I've mentioned the fact that I have made new friends a few times in this series, but maybe now would be a great time to get to talk about a few things that have actually happened in recent months. Weeks, months, even years perhaps, would be a nice way to simply touch up on a few things that have actually happened on this channel and elsewhere. So without further ado, let's talk a couple of things regarding my life as is. Not too recently, I basically gave out the commitment to someone whom I had working with me at FedEx Ground. I simply gave her the golden opportunity that if I make enough money and she does the same, we can both spend it on something really big. We could both buy ourselves a brand new car for us to have together. And I'm not necessarily sure how well that would turn out, but I mean, a few things would basically entail to the combination of, well, being satisfied with the purchase. Yet, there were a couple of problems when trying to piece something like this together. A very high-end, elaborate sort of plan like that, to spend enormous amounts of money like that. Just right off the bat, I do feel that someday it probably would be likely I'd have to go and help friends out in this particular manner. Just start giving away my money more to my friends and not necessarily just the organizations that I typically donate to every year. I'd say this year alone, I have managed to put in a large sum of money, particularly in the thousands, towards various different organizations, especially the ones that benefit African American communities, veterans, cancer patients, just to name a few. But maybe the most important thing I probably should emphasize here on the fact when it comes to spending large amounts of money is that I do not have an infinite supply. And all the people out there that might boast, like Scrooge McDuck swimming in his famous swimming pool full of gold, I really do feel that some people might just think that when it's not entirely true. Of course I have myself money, and of course I have myself a lot of investments that I've made, yet I still keep on going with what I do. Because how else am I supposed to go and pay off for certain things? How else am I supposed to go and pay off for certain bills? How else am I supposed to afford anything at all? Food, water, gasoline for my new vehicle? Then again, I could just stick with the biofuel stuff, E85. Nonetheless, but maybe the most important thing I should probably emphasize on here, at least in this context, is just the fact that nowadays we're going to be in a spot similar to what we had in 2019. Economies started going down the toilet, extremely bad. Movie price tickets have started rising up exponentially. And by 2021, many of which were in the 20s. Seriously, you'd have to pay over $20 just to have even a crappy movie theater seat at Marcus Theaters, Menominee Falls. You would have had to pay up to triple the amount that you would usually owe them if you wanted to even have yourself a decent theater. To have anything amazing like the DLX theaters at Marcus would have cost you even more, which is ridiculous, but I mean, it's just better said than not said. But maybe, most importantly, in this exact situation, in regards to giving large money to friends, large amounts by any means, whether it be the tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions, if that ever happened. I mean, we ought to find out. But anyways, maybe I should really elaborate on the fact that this is definitely a time where we need to be more aware of what we're spending. We definitely have to have a little more conscience when it comes to having ourselves money by any means. We shouldn't have to keep on spending all the time, and that could possibly spell disaster. It might not do anything like that, but no matter what the case, I'm sure hoping that people out there can get a good idea of how things basically work here. We don't need to spend huge amounts of money, just simply because we do. Just because we have a large amount of money doesn't mean we have to spend it all at once. But maybe once things do in fact clear up, all this mess begins to clean itself up. Then I'm just hoping we can actually learn from these mistakes very well and look forward towards a brighter future and have more clear and precise awareness of our surroundings, to have full alert conscious efforts just to ensure that we don't have to have these kind of consequences. We got to have some serious thought put together here, a lot of knowledge. We really need to perceive everything and know what we're getting into here. To understand what we're dealing with, it's going to be a huge challenge going forward because there has just been so many slip-ups in life, so many troubles that even I am very hard to talk to at times. There's just been so much happening that it's out of line and it's getting ridiculous. So please, all my new friends and old friends out there can hopefully take a hint and just please do not go begging people for money every single day. If anything, get yourself good jobs. Get yourself insurance. Get yourself support from other people you know. Don't go asking people you hardly even know about. At least not until we get to know each other very well, but other than that, I just don't have a whole lot left to point out here. And with that in mind, I'm just going to conclude this episode of the Vlog-A-Thon, and we'll basically move on to some other subjects here. So hopefully we will have ourselves a better understanding here after today. And if you want to see more, go down on my channel to make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.